Thanks everybody for being here. Today is the Wednesday, November the 8th, 2023 meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission. Just to confirm, we are recording. Brianna, I think we're recording, correct? Okay, good. Then let's carry on. Again, welcome everybody for being here, following along on the agenda. Let's go ahead and start with the introduction of our newest and 11th member of the commission, Commissioner Shamia Woods, goes by Mia. Thank you for being here today. Welcome to the Parks and Recreation Commission. I always like to ask our new commissioners to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to be a part of the Parks Commission.
Yes, my name is Shamia Wood. Yeah, I work in talent acquisition for myself. The main reason is because I'm charged with attracting people to our great city. And obviously our parks and recreation are especially out of state. So to tell our story better. And I'm a storyteller. I just think it goes in.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here and sharing our vision.
That's the second part. That's the second part.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Very good. Please, let's everybody introduce yourself to Mia before you leave today. Okay, let's get on with the roll call. So who you got that? Okay. All right. Ms. Nelson, go ahead.
Commissioner Boyd?
Here.
Commissioner Eldridge? Here.
Commissioner Firstel, can you hear us again?
Yeah, I'm here. I just didn't hear her, so that's fine. I'm
Oh,
present.
we've lost your sound.
Present.
Okay, he can hear us. How about now?
Hello.
Okay, we got him. All right.
Commissioner Fletcher? Commissioner France? Commissioner Smith? Commissioner Bernardo? Commissioner Barrow?
Okay, very good. According to the attendance here, we have 6 out of 11, which does give us a quorum. So we are able to proceed with official business, still dealing with the echo. Hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue. Seems to be. Testing. Testing, testing. Testing again. Yeah, the audio on my computer is on because that was the only way we could get Commissioner Firstel to hear us. Do that. How about now? He's muted. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we still have you, JT. Brianna, is there a way to mute the host? All right, how about now? JT, you got me? Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Bet you can hear me now, though. The sound just keeps going from one speaker to another. Is there a way to turn off all the speakers in this room? Bless her heart, Brianne is trying everything she can right now. How about now, JT? You still with me? Okay, let's go with that. Nobody touch anything. don't breathe. All right, let's get on with it. Let's see. Approval of the October meeting minutes. You should have received the meeting minutes in your inbox prior to this. Well, let's just go ahead and go straight to it. Is there a motion to approve the October meeting minutes?
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner Eldridge. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Barra. Any questions or comments about the October meeting minutes? All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting minutes are approved. Citizen communication, anything, sir? Please go ahead. Please stand up, address, give us your name and tell us your communication, please.
One quick note, from representation here, not very well. Personal I went to Bell Street today. And I'm I sent an email to Director Peck, the Arkansas Sport Certification. About a plaque that was put up at I'll let her speak to that. I mean, something that should have been done. I'll let her speak. Yes, that I didn't. That remember for the commission person.
Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Director Peck, did you want to say anything?
Actually address the Zoom attendance versus having, I believe, that after the first of the year, then put that, and that attendance will only be in person. At least that's what it was like for the passed away, but I think it's like that. So basically, John, who I've known for decades because we went to school together. I've been very involved in the getting a plaque for memorial, designated for its significance. And he's been working with Arkansas Historic Preservation Program. Excuse me if I'm looking at your email. And so he was hoping, and I think it's appropriate for there to be some sort of commemoration, some sort of dedication or ceremony recognizing his hard work and this designation. And so most recently, he's been talking to their coordinator, Ashley Guy, and I think she's sort of in a limbo waiting to see. Oh,
Sorry.
well, actually, yeah. Sorry about that. He said that he was kind of in limbo, waiting to see if the city was going to do something. So bottom line is they're willing to have some sort of precedent. I do think it should be the city though, and specifically the Parks Department, I'm sorry, Leland's not here today. I did recommend that John Leland in to Leland as well, but that's basically what he would like, is some formal presentation with press, some big media push out so that we can dedicate this technology. Did I get that right? That
Thank
makes
Yes, other than perfectly fine, we appreciate it.
I'm sure he would. Okay. So that's.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Director Peck.
We can take that to Leland.
Yes.
Thanks, yeah.
Sure.
All right. Great. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, we're going to change up the order of our agenda just a wee bit here in order to accommodate schedules. We are very fortunate to have with us here today Chief of Little Rock Police, Heath Hilton. Thank you for being here with us today. We know that your time is very valuable and that you have other things to attend to. We're going to bypass the staff reports for a few moments, as well as the old business. And Chief Hilton, we're going to give you the floor for your presentation to this organization here today.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Commissioner Eldridge reached out to me earlier in the week, I guess, saying just kind of identifying some issues and some conversations that take place. So asked me if I would be willing to come and speak, and I never turned down the opportunity to come and talk. I recognize the faces here, but just because to me, the only way we ever solve problems is we're working together and we're all talking and getting to figure out how we can come to solutions. Because honestly, we're like any other staff in the city's big organization. We have challenges with getting people to join the ranks. So we're figuring out how to adapt and how to overcome. Want to specifically talk about some of the issues that occur in our parks, where we're seeing and what's going on. So just to kind of give you a background, where we're seeing a lot of our problems, there's probably about 5 or 6 parks that we're seeing majority of our issues. Out of all the parks that we do have, there are some and majority issues are car break-ins. It's very difficult challenge to rein those things in when you have a lot of folks that leave a lot of things in their cars and make it very easy for people to want to break into cars. So Leland and I have had long conversations about issues regarding the parks, and I tell him, I said, man, we could put big flashing signs out there, don't leave valuables in your car, lock your doors, and yet inevitably we would still have people do that. So one thing we're trying to work through is adding some cameras, pushing the city parks department in Oklahoma City to add cameras to our parks. That would help us out a lot. For those of you who are not aware, if you haven't seen the news over the last year, we have a real-time crime center now, which to leverage some of my staffing challenges that I have, I'm trying to push technology to help us address some of those issues. So our real-time crime center has been very successful, utilizing or bringing in not only our stakeholders from within the community, our business owners, public-private partnerships, where it allows us to have access to cameras in real-time situations should we need it. And then allows also our members of the public to register their cameras to say, hey, I have a camera. So if a crime occurs in that vicinity, we can reach out to them, ask them to look at their cameras. And if they see something, send it to us so we can get our investigator rolling on it very quickly. So we've been very successful in that. We realized that our parks lack in that camera footage. We have some parks that have cameras, but not where we really need them. So I met earlier this week with Susan Langley over at the city about cameras and how we're going to move forward. And roughly Murray Park, Riverfront Park, were 2 of the parks that we talked about. I wanted to add on there. I said Two Rivers Park is another one, Big Dam Bridge, and then Canis Park is one that is starting to grow. Obviously, pickleball is rapidly becoming very popular, and we get calls weekly at pickleball courts with cars that get broken into. So we feel like Canis, especially after the basketball courts get redone, and that park will become a very major attraction for our city. But we need to make sure we're doing everything we can to provide lighting, cameras, and things of that nature. So our those who take part and visit those parks feel safe and don't have to worry about cars getting broken into. So one of the things that we're seeing this challenge for us right now, the county jail is very full. They've got roughly about 400 inmates that are sitting over in the county jail waiting to move to the state facility. So they're in a holding pattern. So they're eating up beds that would commonly be used for some of our low-level offenders, our habitual burglars, car break-in suspects, and things of that nature that unfortunately now aren't getting locked up long-term in the county jail. So if they're a non-violent offense, majority of the time we make a lot of arrests for these type of offenses. But unfortunately, they get cited out of the jail. When they get cited out, they go right back to doing what they were doing. They end up for them to get arrested anyway. They go back to doing it because it's a way to make money. So that is a huge challenge for us. We just arrested a guy 2 days ago that has been responsible for over 30 car break-ins in the downtown area and up in the Heights, some of our parks. We finally got the jail to agree to hold him. So he has been a big crux on our side for a lot of our break-ins. So we're trying to build those relationships to get Sheriff Higgins and some of our other surrounding communities to hold those offenders for us that are habitual are problems. Unfortunately, the judicial system, once we roll it into the courts and prosecutors, it's out of my lane. And I know Mr. Elders can talk a lot about the frustration sometimes that goes on within the judicial system when we talk about these type of offenses. And this is what caused this frustration. I know Director Peck probably reached out to me more times than
Don't tell on me.
Well, no, I mean, but that's what we're here for when we have these issues in the parks. Overall, we're safe. We just have car break-ins, but our city is no different than Conway, Bennett, Bryant. They're all plagued with these issues because you have groups that are what I call working the circuit. So they'll hit Little Rock for a while. We'll turn up the heat, try to start to make a few arrests. They'll move to other cities. They'll go down to North Little Rock, they'll move to Conway, they'll go to Searcy, and then they'll work their way around a bit, Bryant, and then back into Little Rock. So that's kind of how it works. They'll even go as far as Texarkana to do things down there. And it's just it's an unfortunate time, but these are low-level offenses that unfortunately don't get locked up the way they probably should. So that's some of our challenges. I think educational campaigns, telling people, look, don't try not to leave valuables in your car, because what a lot of these vendors will do, they will sit in parking lots and they'll watch. This is what we see a lot down at Big Dam Bridge. They'll pull up, they'll park, and they'll watch. And they'll see ladies get out of the car. When we know if a lady's driving, there's a purse, something in that car. When they get out, nobody goes to a trunk, lock anything up. So they get out, take off on their run. They'll wait a while, then they'll go around and just pop windows, or they're lifting door handles. People leave cars unlocked quite often. So, and all they're doing is just scraping whatever they get, and then they're gone. And if it's very profitable, they will come back in a few weeks and do it again. So that is the big piece, is trying to educate. We push a lot out on our social media platforms. We talk about it in our community meetings that we go to, but yet it still occurs. For a side note for you all, the city of Little Rock, we lose roughly 6 guns per week in car break-ins in the city of Little Rock. So you do the math, it's over 300 guns a year that now become crime guns in our city. So there's a huge problem with people leaving guns in their cars. So if they're leaving guns, laptops. I was at a community meeting last night, and the guy, one of the gentlemen that was there, he's like, well, yeah, I'm a law student, but I leave my laptop in the car all the time. And I said, well, you're going to become a victim if you keep doing it. He's like, yeah, I go out 2 o'clock in the morning, I have to get my laptop. I was like, car is going to get broke into. I'm just telling you right now. So it's just those things that we got to continue to do. And then, the patrols, one thing I want to try to do, and my vision is to try to get us a parks unit back together. When I first hired on the police department back in the early 90s, we had actual parks unit, a parks police. There were roughly 5 or 6 officers. That's all they did was patrol around all the parks throughout the city. But as we try to move towards that, I tried to do a part-time unit, but as I started exploring that option, nobody wants to come work this type of work part-time when you have no benefits. So that's really a difficult challenge. So as I look to bring on more full-time, get my staffing back up, which I do believe by the end of next year, I'll be close to where I need to be. Then I talked to the mayor yesterday about branching out, creating a parks unit to push back into the parks, where we're solely focusing on those areas. And then, like I said, feedback from you all as a commission is great. Anytime that we have the opportunity to come and talk to you all or kind of fill you in with numbers. I noticed Commissioner Eldridge was showing me numbers from 9 years ago. I have 6 crime analysts in the police department. That's all they do is data. They push numbers left and right. I can give you up-to-date data very quickly for whatever the commission needs, whatever y'all would like to look at. Just let us know, because our partnerships, it's huge for us to be able to address issues. A lot of times I don't find out issues until they come later down the road. A lot of times they get told to directors first, and then I get notified about it. And I'm like, what's the first I've heard of it? So any kind of communication is very beneficial to us. We can get ahead of things and start putting out fires, because social media, for all the great things that it does, it's the devil, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Nobody knows fact from fiction anymore, because our society now is information starved, and whatever they don't get in a timely fashion, they'll fill in the blank to help rationalize whatever they can to make them believe what's there. So we're constantly chasing that 8 ball down the hill, So whenever there is an issue, let us know very quickly so we can get on top of it and get the right information out there to the board of directors, people on the commission to help try to calm some of the issues. Because next door, which, you know, that thing is something else. It grows legs and, you know, and the media trolls a lot of these things. So, and the media season, excuse me, they will reach out to folks and then try to get a story and make something out of nothing. So we're constantly dealing with those type of issues, but anxious to hear of any questions or concerns that you all have.
Yeah, Chief Hilton, thank you very much. Quick note, if you're willing and able and have the resources and time to share that real-time information with us,
Yeah.
we might get you connected with Mr. Perry, who is, we've asked, and we're going to be expecting to hear from on a monthly basis, just on kind of an update on that sort of thing. So there might be some information that we can get there that could be shared. That'd be fantastic. Director Peck, did you have any follow-on to add to anything?
Not
Chief
really,
Hilton,
except I do think that as team, the parks, that we could help push out this information on our social media platforms, how you should leave nothing in your car. I was a victim at Big Band Bridge several years ago. 5 cars hit it once. It's just so easy. So,
Sure.
but I think that would be helpful. Of course, I'm a big fan of Go Report cars, but you all leave on cars. I loved it because I was doing everything right. It's reminding people, I know you told me in the past, not everybody likes to do your car. Basically, you had a gift or a laptop or it's your purse right in the front seat or I don't. I never get them in my car and don't want to come in and get a few things that I have in my cup holders and you're welcome to it. But I think we, as the Parks Commission, could work on pushing that information.
Great idea.
You think that it would be common knowledge to not do that, but people still.
People get, they're creatures of habit and they will do it over and over and just become a part of their day.
And they say, well, my car's locked, that doesn't mean. The
Yeah.
other thing, we had a really good presentation last night at the board meeting about the ambassador program that's
Mhm.
starting, I think today or tomorrow downtown. 8 to 10 individuals that will be doing a variety of things. I wonder if we could try to do maybe something like with the cadets or not necessarily, uniform full-time police officers to have, you know, a roaming march team, something like the ambassadors or it's a pleasant for somebody in the park looking at those parks that are probably the most vulnerable, the ones that you suggested, but thought about that.
We try to think of a lot of different ideas. You know, one of the things that I've really tried to press to Leland is locking up our parks. I mean, at night, you know, Murray Park specifically on the weekends, you know, we get complaints about the drag racers, the burnouts and sliding that goes on. You know, when we go down there and run those out, you know, they move all over town and it does create a huge strain on resources when we're doing that. My deal is we could simply lock up the park, they would go away. Adding of speed bumps, those speed things inside the parks and parking areas will cut down on folks doing the sliding and burnouts. Park Plaza, for example, was one of those places that they were really tearing up the parking lot, thousands of dollars worth of damage. They finally went out there and invested with the bumpers in there. So now they pretty much, and they're locking up their places. So the tedious deal is who locks it up and who has to go out there early in the morning. So that's, nobody wants to commit to that part of the project, but that will solve a lot of issues if you can secure your parks at night. That will help. You know, and then signage, I think having signage posted, you know, and it gets simple, just don't lock your keys in, or the PSA type, or this area's under video surveillance. Sometimes helps to solve a lot of problems.
Commissioners, any other questions? Commissioners, any other questions?
I do know.
Director Peck, yes.
One thing I'll be brief, because I know we started a little bit late. One that we want to talk about, in our budget workshop meeting last week about something that would be helpful regarding cameras specifically. And then just addressing how difficult it was with parks not being locked up, homeless individuals, you know, coming in, crashing the bathroom. So, originally there was one or two individuals that were responsible for the bathrooms and all the parks, and now asking for some money to have full-time crew to take care of that, because it's just, we want our park to be open and welcoming, but not, we don't want them to be open and welcoming to people that are going to use.
Sure.
Situation. It's challenging. I just wondered if we might not personally thought of somebody other than the LRPR to patrol parks.
There's always possibilities for stuff like that. I mean, we've offered up overtime, but we're tasking our folks with a lot of, you look at what 2024 is coming into with a lot of things going on next year, specifically with the eclipse, that we're trying to get to. I know it's going to impact our parks quite a bit, so how we address those issues.
I'm living in town doing, but I'm.
About 500,000 inflation. The homeless, obviously, we have a very much recently homeless population. It's pretty much descended on our community. We've got a lot of folks that are bused in from other communities around the country that are just showing up here. No ties to the city of Little Rock, state of Arkansas. They're let off. They have no money, no place to go. A lot of them have substance abuse, mental health issues, and they're in our community. And we're seeing them overflow to our parks. We here about 3 weeks ago, we had a tent city that popped up behind the amphitheater down there. Really, honestly, if you looked at the amp, you would have never saw it. You would have had to walk back behind it to actually see. There was roughly about 10, 12 tents that had popped up back there, and they had a little camp. So we got it cleaned out, moved, but what you do, you move it, it just goes elsewhere. And our parks are havens for those. We work very closely with our code enforcement and Chris Porter and his team. But for every one camp you take out, 4 or 5 pop up somewhere else around the city. So it is a huge challenge. We met the other day with the mayor and the directors. They're working on a homeless initiative to try to address some of these. The tiny village, obviously, off the road belt will help, but it's still there's a resource stretched down to the max.
All right, we've got time for maybe one more commissioner question, if any commissioner has another question. If not, okay. Chief, thank you for being here. We really appreciate your time.
Get that information and numbers monthly.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do for our city. Thank you very much. Okay, folks. Great to have the chief with us here today. I appreciate all the information that he was able to share. And Courtney, I know that that'll help us in future updates as well. So thank you for that too. Okay, so let's get back to our agenda. We're going to circle back up to staff reports. So Ms. Nelson, let's start with you on staff administrative reports.
Okay, normally Leland will have something to say. He was unable to be here today, but he just wanted to express he had a classification and compensation meeting that he needs to urgently attend today. So moving forward with our resources, as always, we continue to address administrative policies and procedures. That's always ongoing. HR related issues. Right now we're finalizing an updated requesting licenses that, our staff may need for their positions, such as CDLs, even a driver's license, CPR, ADA, that kind of thing, and also training. Also, we're focusing on our parks policy and procedure guideline manual. Basically, that's just a policy book that has our expectations, responsibilities, how we operate, and I try to use this help on top of that to review every 2 years. So that is in the works. Also, I have been focusing on updating our website, guidelines for pavilion reservations. Other areas that we're focusing on is like our rentals, amenities, activities, and just add photos and just, be a little more descriptive so that it's appealing and user friendly. As always, it's always an issue or it's a task. We're continuing to try to fill our positions. Some of these still look familiar from our previous meeting. Of course, we did fill our parks marketing and social media coordinator, museum program assistant, and aquatic specialist. We was able to fill that through a promotion, downtown landscape coordinator. Those 2 last ones were also a promotion, which once we do that, of course, then we're going to have additional vacancies. We're also continuing to re-advertise and interviewing. This list is pretty much similar as it was last month, although we do have a leader and an assistant aquatic specialist that is a new addition. As also our goal is to improve our productivity and efficiency. We've noticed lately we have had a lot of computer issues and, just malfunctions. Equipment gets old, trying to replace things. We're working through that. Continue to monitor our budget. PIT budget is going well. However, we did have to make a tough decision this week to kind of decrease our spending in about 5 of our divisions. So we're just moving forward and just hoping to just keep progressing, until the end of the year. And that will end my report for resources.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. Any questions from Ms. Nelson? Commissioners, no questions? Okay. Let's move on then to the next report for recreation. And we have Ms. Susie sitting in today for Shawanda. So Ms. Susie, if you would, please, recreation report.
Everyone. In reporting for Shawanda, all of the community centers are registered for their basketball program. They all have had events, like the lifelong programs and national program, and they all had a program at their location. And the kids did their performances, and parents tuned in to see what the staff is doing with those groups. Then they also had Halloween programs. With the Halloween programs, all those at their own site, they were well attended. With the youth volleyball, Dunbar bragged and they won some divisions, and South Stevens was one of their locations, and they had all of them had youth programs in the volleyball. And some won and some did, but it was a well participating program. The basketball program sign up in the league will start in December with the first 2 weeks since school is going on. We're going to take a break for the holidays, and they'll come back in January, and they'll run the program probably through mid-February, early March, and then they'll be through with that program and other programs start and progress from there. They also had adult programs. The adult programs at Southwest Community Center. There was an adult basketball program that recently ended, like I think this past Saturday. They ended their program, and Stevens had an adult program, but it didn't last month. And it didn't. It was a basketball program also. Southwest and Western, you have karate, aerobics, and et cetera. They just and it's going well attended. It's not like a cutoff. It's always you can come in and do what you need to do. Just pay your daily fees and go and participate. Special events. Southwest have some really good special events. They are working with the ACT prep training, and it's well attended. Those particularly individuals get the preparation so they can take ACT tests and do well on them, because they took over some of the media. Arkansas is down nationwide on their ACT numbers. So this will help them at least try and get some youth to come up and be more closer to the national average. The senior programs still have individual events. Some of them have had showcases. There are things that they're doing. One of the big showcases that I do know about was the Silver Fox Showcase. And I'm not even sure if you want to put that in here or not. But the Silver Fox Showcase is a senior citizen program that does a dance program. And they go out and they perform, or they perform in other senior programs, and then they do a big performance so that their family can come and watch them do their Silver Fox dance. And they're called Silver Foxes because they're all over a certain age, and their parents to dance. The center at University of Orange, they're still having a lot of bookings per month. They had 30 internal Silver Rock bookings, only 2 cancellations and 1 no-show. They do not have any revenue income, but they had a total of almost 1,700 participants to come through the building, which is still a lot of people coming through a building that does not offer a lot of programs at this time. Therapeutic did their area costume for Halloween. They went to the fair. We had a great time. They have going to have an upcoming Thanksgiving dinner where they have invited several individuals And what they do is a potluck, and each one of the individuals brings their own specialty. And it's a really good program, and if you've ever attended it, hey, it's really a good program to attend, and those are some special people that you just fall in love with, and just continue to be their friends, their forever friends, they'll never forget you. The Dr. Park Museum has events going on, and they have upcoming events. They have been out to the community centers and schools doing their after-school program. It's a reading program where they go and do reading and do arts and crafts. They speak with the kids, and it's really, really a good program. They've also had some on-site visitations. They had special events. They had an increase of 37% over last year's attendance. And that again speaks volumes, because you never know what Little Rock has to offer. And if you come and you go to these various locations, there's a lot of things for Little Rock that a lot of people does not see and does not know. And it's right there when you get out, right off the interstate, access, and it sits right next to a beautiful building. If you've ever been in a beautiful building, go in and see what it is like. They also had movies at the Barber. In 2023, they said they had approximately 450 people that has attended it. And the movies are old movies that speak different things that goes on within military and different history events. And I've attended at least one over the course of the time I've been having it, and they're going really well attended. What else we got here? They actually hosted the 12th annual Arkansas Paranormal Expo on October 29th, 28th through the 29th. And they raised over $55,000 for the museum since 2011 with this program. And I think that is like, again, speaking volumes of a building of that nature. And again, this year they said that 750 people attended the 2-day event. And just this year alone, there was a profit for the museum of $6,500. So you're talking about people that don't mind living where it's needed to be living. In athletics, it has Interstate Park and Alsop Park. The roads were closed at Interstate Park with construction on the east side, but all of the soccer fields and rentals are still taking place because the accessible from the west side, because I think they did the west side first, and then they did the east side. And I'm not sure if the east side is completed yet or not. We know if the east side is completed. Okay, so from Justin, we just found out that the road is open, but they're doing touch-up on the side, so you can drive through it now. You don't have to do the bumper ride. The summer playground program, we met with Mr. Williams with Little Rock School District to discuss different locations, and they are not quite finalized yet. Usually the finalization of the summer playground program sites usually happen in February, March, so that they can get the information out to everyone. Registration is usually May 1st every year, and that again is a program where they're well attended, good issues all the time, lots of kids, lots of fun, different games and activities. Front Park, the last day for movies in the park was November 2nd. And they still will be having football continuing in the park with practices in various locations. Resmond Tennis had their high school season, the middle school, and they said that this was over. They get ready for the STA sectional, that's an adult tournament, and they're an alternate site. The 6A high school tournament was held there. The vocal, you get vocal, tennis program was there. Luke Jensen, which was a former Pro Tools and ESPN announcement. Commentator was there. All of this happened in the month of October. New assistant manager Rebecca Boland has started and is doing great. In the process of replacing a few part-time tennis aides. And they're again, because those people that was there are going to college. It's always good to see that even though they were here with us at one time, they're going to better things. Jim Daly 50th Aquatic Center. The Jim Daly celebrated breast awareness, care the week of October 16th through the 20th. For the weekend, provided information on breast cancer awareness with a variety of activity games and refreshments for the members and guests, and everyone enjoyed themselves. All of the other things classes are going well with their attendance. The aquatic area, the aquatic classes are doing well with attendance, and the outdoor pool closed on October the 28th. And I think it's not in here, but they just had the dog tip on this past Saturday. And spoke with the supervisor there, he said that well also. Wrestling golf, the 6 and the 7, which was this past Monday, Tuesday, the pumps were fully repaired, and they're going to return to utilizing well water for the irrigation of their greens after the 8th and the 9th days tomorrow, they're going to hold the latest golf association club championship. And there should be 20 or 30 ladies competing for that championship. First tee says that fall is in the air. As they slowly wind down from the golf season, they're going to be getting ready for the 24th season. And with that, they're going to be doing a lot of things to maintain the golf facility to stay open to the public. And they're going to resize some of the areas of the golf course, which include tee boxes, fair patches in the fairways, and behind the clubhouse. So anything else that they have going on with outdoor recreation, with the weather beginning like it is, like outdoors, go outside and have some fun if you want to.
Thank you very much, Ms. Susan. Great report. Appreciate that as always. Let's move on to the next report. So we're going to go to Mr. Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey for an update, please, sir.
Briefly, Brett's around to stand with the front line. Let's go. Took a moment to brag, said, we're really proud that operations, position that we had was either full or advertised without the field. And I've been noticed on there as well. I would put 7 positions that were advertising. So there we are. Brag or say it out. So that important to say. We're kind of going through that time to get out. Appreciate the help. We're short staffed. Right there. But we're going through horizon stuff is kind of a big story with all. A lot of power they need. The rest of it just that reason this is kind of thing. Some big points also. Like a trail that's out for bid. We mentioned that at the last meeting on site of the contract this morning. They were out on site when I get here, so I'm good. So hopefully they can. As you said, State Roadway, they completed the actual asphalt part of that project. Now it's final side dressing, some rock work on the side of that. Scheduled for next week. That's wrap it. That blanket closed out. That one. Well, we've really been ranked up the last several weeks. Our design team, so and a lot of meetings with various firms, community center projects. Trying to get a little bit deeper into the scope and schematics and actually trying to see phase of some construction drawings, projects to be ready to just to be cost estimate. So we're just really fine tuning those. So it's been for the last several weeks. Operations, construction team, they put the up downtown, main capital, and I've seen that. It's a very quick tall street. It was a major project for Ukraine. This is the first time we put anything like that up. It was literally, it was on the 18th, great
employees. Every single level, we got some down and shipping it. There's their first day. I think we screwed every line, every branch had to be on it, every where it be assembled. But it was I think justification for that. So it's a good story that you see the ambassador, but the wine ceremony, I don't have time based on everything. I'm sure that would be nice. So it's a really nice tree. It's nice to see that when it's crossed up. I'm proud of the guys. The last note that I will say, I have a little longer report, and that's just, what it's on. I was kind of last week, because that's where I stopped and was trying to go get you an update. Apparently, forgot what I was doing. The report. We did have a successful bid on the Dayton project. I know it was over budget at the time, so we were trying to figure out what to do on them. It's progressing on as planned. That's it. So excited. So. Other than that, everything's good. Questions?
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Dorsey, for that. In the spirit of keeping going, as we're quickly running out of time, I want to make sure, Mr. Perry, you've got some time to provide your report. So we'll turn the floor to you.
So all of that is taken from the LRPR and the portal. The highlights are all the funds for the three. Page and I have a pie chart. Looking at the range, sometimes just we need. Also, I figured that the pie chart. Pretty much you can see where to get a little bit of those. I'm a bit of our story. So. I'm there. I'm watching where we have over pretty much all funds. Still. Go for the graph. See, that's spike right there. Fell off the 323. Don't get them yet. It is good. Chances are it will. What we do about it, that's the big thing. We
work.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Perry. Appreciate that. Any questions for, I know I kind of skipped over for Miss Susie, Justin, or Courtney? All right, let's move on very quickly. I don't think we had anything under old business to cover on the recreational resources for ADA today. We touched on that last month. I think we're up to date there. Upcoming events, Mr. Garrity was planning to be here today. He's not able to join us today, so we'll hear from him again soon. We've obviously heard from Chief Helton, provided a lot of good information. All right, let's move on to quickly, surprisingly, we're going to be close to the 1 o'clock. So agenda items for next meeting. Commissioners, any new agenda items for next meeting? If not, we'll proceed with the same agenda. I did notice here that our agenda this month does not show the subcommittee reports. That still needs to be on here. And the subcommittee chair committees, 2 of the 3 are not here today. So master plan, Commissioner Smith is not here. Social media is Commissioner Francie's not here. Parks Conservancy, just a quick update on that. We are looking to put together a plan. More information will be coming on this at the next meeting, but looking to set a schedule for having Conservancy events at various parks next year throughout the year. Don't want to give out too much details just yet. It's still being baked. I need to bring you up to speed on some things there too as a liaison. But look for more information about that soon. And I know, Mia, I owe you some information about the Conservancy as well. I'll be sure to get that for you. Okay. Director Peck, we're going to turn to you and give you the floor for any liaison feedback. You've got as much time as you need.
Good thing last night, a board meeting, right? Approved, based on Southeast Trail, that's a plan, takes the lion's share of this, and the county, city. But this will start at the Clinton Library, at the East Gate, Sixth Street, the bike and walking paths. So that's exciting. The other thing that I'm very excited about is that we have hired Nichols to come on marketing, PR for parks. I've worked with her. She was so creative. She was great in graphics. I think we can get a lot of traction being more present. So not a lot of ideas to talk to her about, but we've got to start doing that. We don't tell our story. I have some kind of creative ideas about places to do that. And so I'm super excited about that. The other big thing that's happening, we're in the middle of budget workshop. We have the past budget for the next several weeks. Leland made a great presentation with lots and lots of apps, as every department did. But it'll be interesting to see on what we can afford to do without that sales tax that we decided not to go after. We'll expect to do that work, tear down the quality of life.
I dovetailing off of what you just said, I'd like to propose inviting Brittany to our next meeting. Because I wanted to say for the new business, maybe talking about social media, because we did mention it so much with respect to the safety concerns and adding that to social media. But I think that what we just heard about in the operations, the Halloween events being so well attended, my boys are playing basketball at the boys club, and that is huge. I mean, just huge. And I think we're missing opportunities to, highlight parks and everything the city does through all its services. So it'd be really interesting to have her come talk about her new role.
I think that's a great idea. She did this with sustainability. She's super creative. I think her husband now works for park as well, right? So, but yeah, I can tell you I was going to invite her, but I think we're just missing so many opportunities telling people what's going on. It's kind of hard. We've got a presence, but we should be posting every day.
And she's she's a resource, the city has hired, not just Parks and Recreation, correct?
No, she's city staff park.
City staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Park, and the parks park.
Oh, for Parks and Recreation specifically. Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, that's great.
Really good.
Fantastic. We might not only invite her, but maybe include her in the
All the meetings.
reports coming up in the future as well to get some updates.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I mean, I have to use it. I ain't that sure. But I really think that this is an opportunity.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because I pay attention whenever they post things, and I think I didn't know about the banana sculpture until I saw it on Instagram on the parks account. And so, yeah, I agree. I think we could do a lot.
It's part of the park commissioners, feature one of us a month, or what's your favorite park to follow? Or city director who has multiple parks in their ward. We start involving
Yeah,
other people
absolutely.
that have a lot of reach, so they can tag and spread. I just think it's a huge opportunity. I'm real excited to be hired.
Great idea.
I'm sad
Love
with
that.
the ability of having parks.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, perfect. All right, one final just kind of housekeeping note for all of the commissioners here and for those who would be watching this on video, our billions of YouTube video followers. If you don't have a copy of the bylaws, please let one of us know. We will get you a copy of the bylaws. I do want to make sure and just call out quickly one more time. Please be very cognizant of the attendance requirements. There are some rules and regulations in there that we do need to be following. So please do keep an eye on that as well. Okay, next meeting is going to be Wednesday, December the 13th, and we are slated to meet at the center at University Park. So we will go back to our regular meeting location at noon on Wednesday, the 13th. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Meeting adjourned.